What's up?
Välkommen.
We're here.
We are here.
We're here. It's July 7th, and our entry for the day is Our Duty to Learn.
Our duty to learn.
Like, it is our duty to learn, or we're going to learn what our duty is.
Let's say more duties, please.
Okay. Let's see what Seneca says.
It just reminds me of Sarah Silverman. Like, he said doo-doo. He said duty. That's funny. Okay.
Okay, Seneca says, "This is what you should teach me, how to be like Odysseus, how to love my country, wife and father, and how, even after suffering shipwreck, I might keep sailing on course to those honorable ends." Okay, I
cool.
don't remember the story of Odysseus.
Me neither.
I get what he says after that. I feel like I could say something more profound if I knew the story of Odysseus, but to love my country, wife and father, and how even after suffering shipwreck, I might keep sailing on course to those honorable ends.
Mm-hmm.
The ends being his country, wife, and father?
His goals, maybe, the things that, I would say that they're the goals of what we're trying to achieve,
Well, there's also like this thing of like to love my country, wife, and father.
Yeah.
And that to me is like, it's not necessarily my personal goal, but it's like the story that my personal goal fits into.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all these other people.
I'm part of their lives, their interactions, right? I'm part of the country where I live. I belong in here, right? So therefore, I should have I should have an opinion about it at least, and want that country or that place where I live to be better, and to be better for everybody in there, right? Like there is something about that, that we're like that's the community in theory, right?
Yeah, at the time in which he was writing this, like country probably like psychologically felt differently to people than it does today. Like I'm almost thinking of country in today's context as like the community, or
Your
like
community.
even the world,
Yeah,
like a world.
Yeah, for sure. Even world, because we are now so connected, and because we're so connected, we like, I don't want to throw garbage on the ground because it's not like here or in Europe or in Africa or in anywhere. Right? Like, so that's connected. I don't want to put garbage in the water anywhere because it's going to go everywhere, right? So it's like, or like, oh, I don't care that, there's like ocean full of garbage in India because so I can just, I don't care, right? Like, so that is or even the global warming and all of this stuff, some of these diseases that, like COVID and all of these other things that we are affecting all of us, right? And so now, because we are connected through internet and through these means, now we know that it's affecting all of us, right? And because we know that, now we can change our behavior based on that. Because it's easy to live in ignorance. America, yeah, bro, it's like everywhere.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as it doesn't end with America, as long as it's also like, all of us here on this planet.
All of us,
and
yes.
Yeah.
We can have different rules and different settings and all of that stuff.
Cultures, traditions.
All of that's great. But ultimately, we are here together on this rock.
And so I'm just trying to like understand what duty means in this situation, because he's saying, so love my country, wife and father, and how even after suffering shipwreck, so like he tried and failed something. So even after like the worst failure, I will continue to sail. So I'll go back.
Goals.
But to those honorable ends, I think he's connecting that back to the country, wife, and father thing. Like,
I will, because yes, it can be looked upon as the hardship will not change my opinion towards, or my relationship towards my wife, father, mother, my people, the country, the community, all of them, right? Like, no, it's gonna be hard, but I honor that, right? So therefore, I'm going to follow to, even after a hardship, I'm gonna continue to be that person. Yeah. Or I can also see it from the other place. Like I will do no matter what. The wife, the father, the country. That is in my blood. I cannot not do that, right? And if I have a shipwreck, I'm still gonna regroup and continue to go the way I'm. My goals are where my goals are. I still need to go to a port someplace, right? Even though this is no longer maybe a ship. This is maybe now just a piece of wood, and all I have is my kicking legs. Okay, but I need to know where I'm going though, right? That's how I'm looking at it. Like, those ends have to be honorable. And what are those honorable things? Well, the things that we set to go do, right? That becomes honored. I don't know. There's something like like something connected there.
Honorable is like kind of like, this is I'm doing this because it's right. And a goal is like, it is that, but it's also more personal. It's more like, this is a personal sense of what's right for me.
The individual goals are personal, but the setting of the goals is the right thing for everyone. There might be different goals, but if we don't set them, then now if there is a shipwreck, or like, where is this boat going? Where are we sailing to? Right? Like that whole thing there, right? So.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not debating that. I'm just wondering if maybe you're picking up from the shipwreck and sailing towards this country, wife, father situation, or is it more towards like my personal goals? And I think it's probably like all of that together.
All of that together in some way. Yes. Yeah, because now I'm not arguing that he meant the other thing. No. I'm just saying, like, I also see in there this other thing. But what you're saying is, I think that you're spot on, that it's actually maybe about those relationships with that. Yeah. It just somehow, like, that's what I connected in my head with the sailing and goals and not wandering around, like not knowing where am I going, right, type of thing.
Yeah. Well, now I feel like I have to like go read the story of Odysseus just to like understand this. But maybe Ryan's gonna say some stuff.
Say something. Let's go.
Okay, he says, many school teachers teach the Odyssey all wrong. They teach the dates. They debate whether Homer was really the author or not, whether he was blind. They explain the oral tradition. They tell students what a cyclops is or how the Trojan horse worked. Seneca's advice to someone studying the classics is to forget all that. The dates, the names, the places, they hardly matter. What matters is the moral. If you got everything else wrong from the Odyssey, but you left understanding the importance of perseverance, the dangers of hubris, the risks of temptation and distraction, then you really learned something. We're not trying to ace tests or impress teachers. We are reading and studying to live, to be good human beings, always and forever. Great. So he pulled out the moral for us. The importance of perseverance, the dangers of hubris. It's like feeling like full of myself. And the risks of temptation and distraction. So I have to be focused, and then I have to persevere through the shipwrecks. And the focus is what you're saying about the goals. So it's like, focus is like, I'm paying attention to this, nothing else matters, and I'm setting sail on this ship, and now I'm shipwrecked, no big deal, I'm rebuilding the ship and I'm still focused in this direction and here I go.
And you're saying focus on this is that cannot be the dates and the events, but it's the moral of those dates and events, or those events that happen. Like he's saying, like in school we're learning about history are dates and events or something, right? We're not necessarily, the side effect of it, we say, oh my God, those people were so courageous, but that's maybe not even mentioned there, right? And that is actually what we need to be learning, not these dates and it's so, and I'm just smiling because I'm like, I was never interested in those dates and in those
No.
like facts or something, but I was very interested in like, wow, those guys did that. Like I was surprised that some other humans like myself did these hard things, right? Like going into a war, or many people died. Like, how did they do that? Jesus Christ, right? Somebody who's ever is at the head of that army is a person who has to make these decisions, and like, how did they, like, that is like, and they kept going and going, and there was less of them, and they were underdog, and they still somehow won this thing. Like, how did they, like Zelensky right now feels to me like this, right? Like how is he doing that? Like, what? Like, it's so, but I don't care about dates or the details of it, but like the whole of like the strength of a human in a crazy situation. Yeah. And then I go, what one man can do, another can do. And I go like, well, so I could also handle that at some point, So maybe my everyday things that I find maybe difficult and hard are maybe not really that hard. They feel hard or something, but they're comparing them to something like those stories. It seems silly or something.
Well, it's only hard because you haven't pushed through it before. It's like when you're like lifting weights at the gym, at first like 40 pounds feels hard. And then like I lift 40 pounds enough and now I'm moving up.
Yeah, so like progressive loading or something.
And I think it's the same thing with hard things. It's like I do hard things and now like if I go and do that same hard thing again, it's hard, but it's not as hard as it was the very first time that I did it. And the more that I do it, the less hard it gets.
Yeah, so like exposure therapy and all of that, essentially. Or exposure, by exposing, getting that to be easier. Yeah. Excellent.
Woo, okay. I think it might be nap time for me.
Sounds great.
All right, we'll see you here tomorrow. Have a good one.